couple of months ago, a mate offered me this old three-phase electric motor. He said he'd had it for years, but he'd never actually tried to spin the thing up. And he said he was sick of tripping over it in the garage, so he's giving it to me. He reckons it was built in the 1920s, and I can quite believe that. As you can see, it was made by Brook Motor in Huddersfield, who became the Brook Motor company a bit later on. It's intended to run at 415 volts at 50 cycles a second, and at that frequency, it'll turn at 1400 RPM. You can tell it's definitely a three-phase because it's got the 6 terminals on the side. The main shaft bearings are lubricated with these grease cups. Not quite sure what the output shaft size is, it's probably 7/8. I've absolutely no idea if this motor still runs or not. The rotor does spin freely, which is good, but the motor's full of dust, so clearly it hasn't run in a very long time. We're going to start by doing some very simple electrical tests on it. We'll go with resistance on the starter, so we'll connect 1 and 2 together. See what we get. Okay, we're looking at about 9 ohms there. Okay, so looks like that starter's working. Let's go with 3 and 4. That's showing about 9 ohms as well. That's good. And then 5 and 6. Hopefully we'll see similar. That's a little bit lower. No, it's going up. That's fine, happy with that. Okay, let's see if we've got much in the way of an earth leak. So if we go to terminal 1 and ground the other, we are getting, that's good, 9.5 mega ohms, a bit more. It's actually fairly healthy. Let's connect up to the middle starter. 9.8 mega ohms, excellent. And the third starter, 8 mega ohms. That's a pretty good sign. It tells us there's minimal leakage to earth. So let's hook it up to an electricity source. Okay, I've not plugged it in yet, but I just wanted to show you how I've wired it up. I don't have 3-phase into the house here, only single phase, but that doesn't matter because I've got a motor driver here. So this synthesizes a 3-phase signal from single phase main, so it's actually better anyway than just running it straight off raw 3-phase, because this gives us the ability to start the motor quite softly and run it quite slowly just to check everything's okay before speeding it up to its full speed or even beyond its full speed. So we've got the 3 lines coming out there, and because I've wired this motor in star, the 3 lines just go to the 3 bottom terminals, and the top 3 are shorted together. So that is a star configuration. So that's why you get 6 terminals one of these, because you can also do it in delta with a slightly different arrangement. But star is very simple. Either the top or the bottom 3 you connect to the lines in order, and the other 3 you short together. I have also, in the interest of the preservation of human life, connected up an earth bond. I've just put I know you can't see it well on the camera, there's a copper line running to the post there to ground the motor drive and the motor to a ground peg there you can just about see, just to carry any excess current away to earth so it's not zapping me if that's what it comes to. Alright, well, for the moment of truth, let's fire it up. See if it comes up with an error. This is forward 60 Hertz. No, we don't want forward to 60 Hertz. Okay, so that's the speed. Okay, we're going to set it to 20 Hertz. Remember, it's supposed to be 50 for this motor to run at the correct speed. So let's see what happens. I'm going to press the run button. Oh, it's turning. And it stopped. Oh. The display's gone off. I wonder why. There's no error on it. That's a bit disappointing. Let's have an investigation. Okay, the house RCD had tripped, which means that there has been a very small amount of current leaked from the windings to the ground. Maybe my ground connection's too good. Let's have another go. I suspect it'll probably trip again. Let's have a look. Spinning. No chip. Maybe it was a one-off. It's only going. It's fairly smooth, but it is running at quite a slow speed. I'm glad it's not tripping the RCD anymore. These things were built long before RCDs were ever a thing. Let's try speeding it up from 25 to... We'll take it up to the 50. Right, that is at 50 Hertz now. So that will be spinning at 1400 RPM. Possibly slightly less if there's a bit of slack in it. It's fairly smooth. I'm sure it could do with a bit of grease on the bearings. That's not bad for a 100-year-old motor. We know in the least hasn't run for several decades. Okay, I'm going to press the stop button. Now I'm going to reverse it. Okay. To set the frequency to exactly 50 Hertz. So see, it looks like the shaft is hardly turning because the camera's running at 25 frames a second. As you can see, it is still rotating because there is a little bit of slack in the system. If we speed the motor up to compensate, we might be able to get it to look completely still. Oh. That looks completely still, but I assure you it's not. It doesn't look like it's moving, but if I put this piece of rubber on, you'll see that it is. Okay, let's put it into reverse. It's behaving itself very well. Totally trusting in that. Don't mind touching the metal case. Despite its great age, this motor's in very good condition. Could do with a bit of a clean and some of the sawdust cleaning out, but apart from that, it's good to go. I've just got to think of something useful to do with it now.